going on, guys? Gomes here back again on another MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty video. Quick shout out to you guys. You guys have been absolutely killing it recently. Of course, I have no idea where we are subscriber wise by the time this video is going to come out, because this is multiple days recorded in advance. But I just want to say shout out to you guys. You guys have been killing it. We are about to hit 10K, and I cannot thank you guys enough for that. But of course, getting on to today's video, we are going to be talking about Stubs. Now, I know I did recently release a video about Stubs, and that was, you know, about flipping cards, you know, the new method that I have been using in order to make Stubs. But I wanted to do this as kind of a top 10 video of the best ways to make Stubs. This is not ranked in any order. They're in no order at all. They are just 10 ways to make Stubs. And I do want to put a quick disclaimer. This is a video for both novice players and experienced players. Some of these are going to be, you know, probably things that you might already know. But I do receive a lot of comments to people that have virtually no idea even what they're doing on Diamond Dynasty. So I just want you guys to understand that they might not exactly help you, but hopefully there will be at least 2-3 tips on this video that will help you make a lot of Stubs and help you guys get your binder up and get some really cool cards. So let's get right into it. And the first thing we are going to talk about is flipping cards. So of course, the whole idea behind this is buy low and sell high. So typically what I like to do is I like to go with filters starting at 84. Golds are really what you are going to want to flip, whether that be live series, legends, or flashbacks. I wouldn't really recommend wasting your time on diamonds for a couple of reasons. One, they take longer to sell, and two, because they take longer to sell, if that's when you get into those bidding wars, and if you're away from your PS4 for a while, that card might dip in price and you actually might lose out on profit. Whereas golds, they usually sell pretty quickly, about as fast as that you can obtain them. So I definitely think golds are the way to go. Live series are one way that I usually like to go, and of course you are going to look for gaps. So JT Realmuto right here, you see he has a 2.260 sell now, and then he has a 2,642 buy now. So basically you always have to remember the 10% tax. Just think of it like this: if he's going for 2,600, take that times 10, roughly that's 260 Stubs. That's the way you're going to tell. Trevor's Story, for example, here about 5,000, about 500 Stubs are going to come out in tax. That's the quick way to do it, but you're going to want to look for a gap of at least like 200 to 300 after taxes to really be worth your time. Matt Chapman would be an excellent candidate right there, and you're really just going to go down the line. It helps if you have a lot of Stubs like me in the bank already, because now, especially that they have up to 500, or not 500, but 50 buy and sell orders, you can have a lot of orders on for gold, so you are able to really put in a lot of orders and have them selling, and you know, keep it going, keep a nice consistent flow with that. So flipping cards is definitely a good way to make Stubs. Full video in the top right hand corner explaining exactly how I did that. I am going to go kind of quick on these because, for one, I am leaving soon, and two, of course I don't want to make this video 20 minutes long. But the next thing we are going to talk about is the moment challenges. There is a lot of moments that have a good amount of Stubs. For example, the second and first inning programs, they both have quite a bit of Stubs. Remember, the second inning program will receive additional sets of moments each and every Friday, so that is going to be a more opportunity to get Stubs, as well as XP, which you guys know is very important. The Sony Partners one is also important. I actually did recently make a video talking about the best moments to do to make Stubs. That is also in the top right hand corner. But once again, this one you are going to get a set 2 headliners pack with a 1 to 10 chance of pulling a diamond, 1 to 3 chance of pulling a gold, so definitely worth your time. And then creative player missions as well also cater a good amount of Stubs. For example, the starting pitching missions over here, 750 for a shutout for Corey Kluber, which is actually pretty good, especially considering you'll probably get a couple hundred for playing the game as well. 6 innings, 500 Stubs, pretty quick, pretty simple. The storylines have a decent amount of Stubs in them as well, but I find those to be tedious and usually more difficult, so I probably recommend you could stay away from that one. Next up, I want to talk about events. We did recently just get in this right-hand man. I don't know, actually, yeah, this event will still be live by the time this video goes live, which is good. But what's important with events is, one, you do not have to pay anything, unlike Battle Royale, to enter. It is unlimited enter, and free entries. So you're going to want to basically get to that cap. So right now it's Ryan Braun. You need to get 25 wins. We're going to go to his 86 overall card. Of course, you guys can see he's not up because this event went live relatively recently. But really what you want to do is you want to be one of the first people to get in there, and you don't have to be the first, but if you are one of, you know, pretty quickly to have the Ryan Braun card or whatever the event card is, you can sell them for a good amount of stubs. Obviously, once the event is starting to end, they usually dwindle pretty low in price and they're not that expensive. You'll still make a couple stubs, but not nearly as much and worth your time as when it is in the beginning. So I always recommend new event, make sure to get on that. The next thing I want to talk about, of course, is not the XP reward path. It is the second inning program, and this corresponds to whatever program is currently out. I did recently make a video on the way to finish the second inning program fast and efficient, top right hand corner once again. But basically the whole idea around this is you have these 3 boss packs, right? So you have these 3, and what you're going to want to do is finish that as fast as possible. So once again, make sure to watch that, because you guys can see Bumgarner goes for 134k. Vlad goes for about 140. They all go for about 140k, and you might think, yeah, okay, what's your point? The point is they are going to drop heavily in price. You guys can see Cy Young goes for 35k. He was one of the bosses in the first inning program, and I don't know if Bumgarner's ever going to drop below 35k just because he is a better card than the Cy Young, but at the same point, they will drop in price drastically because this program is pretty easy to obtain. Like I said, new moment challenges are added every week, so program stars up to 300 for a lot of people is really not that hard. So I recommend get that done as fast as possible and sell that card right away. If you want to use it, buy it back in a week or two, and it will be probably half its price or less. So definitely recommend you do that. The next one is kind of a housekeeping order, and that is just to go through and sell off some things in your binder. I see a lot of people, they got some dirty ass binders, they never clean it, and it really creeps me out. They have a lot of duplicates, plain and simple, and what you can do with those is you can put them into exchange sets. So if you have some duplicate bronzes, get some silver packs, or you can sell them outright. I think that is going to be the way to make the most amount of stubs, is selling them outright, but it is a time issue. It is going to take you a lot more time, so I recommend if you have the time, go through your binder, exchange them, sell some cards off. And that doesn't just follow for players, it goes for unlockables too. If you have some of these animations that you aren't using, the diamonds go for 1,000, these go for 500 and 250 I think, and these go for another like 100. So these, all of these in the consumables or the unlockables, definitely make sure to hit up that section. It wasn't in the game in previous years. They have a lot of stubs hidden in there. Next up, this is a pretty plain and simple one, but I cannot stress enough because I know a lot of people still do not do it. Put in buy orders. If you do not know what a buy order is, basically it's kind of like a bid. So I would be putting in a bid to buy Mike Trout at 141k. I actually don't have that. I almost have enough. But I would be putting in a bid, and somebody who has Trout could sell that to me. Likewise, let's say somebody who I do have, let's just pretend that I have Bumgarner. Let's say I have him. Make sure to put in a sell order. Usually you're not going to want to drip too much lower than the actual price, just because you want to have as much profit as possible. And always make sure to do that, because you look at the difference, that's 24k. That is a lot of stubs you are going to lose out on if you try to do the easy way out. Trust me, patience is a virtue. It can be difficult and stressful at times, but it will be worth it in the long run to keep your stubs and hold on to them for much longer, to put them into other good use. Next, we are going to talk about Conquest. Of course, Conquest this year is not as big as it has been in previous years. A lot of people really aren't messing with it, but it is important to know there are a lot of packs hidden within Conquest, and you guys know they definitely turned out the pack odds this year. These are the standard packs, so I don't think they are quite as juiced as the show packs. But if you do enjoy Conquest and you want another place to, you know, maybe grind program stars, which you can earn through regular gameplay, by the way, if you guys did not know, I'd recommend playing Conquest. Farm some packs, you know, maybe pull a diamond or two and get a lot of stubs that way. That is completely up to you. Personally, that is just another option. This is one kind of interesting as well, talking about the new program. Just for example, so when the third inning program comes about, I would recommend before it drops, always buy Bumgarner or buy the last 3 bosses. For example, Cy Young, you see right here, is selling for a little bit over 35,000. You guys can see his price doesn't look like it jumped that much because it's, you know, inflated because it goes that far. But all of these cards were going for about 25k. So you could be making like 8-9k or so off each and every one that you buy. So I recommend have some stubs to hold on to. These always release. Actually, the way you can always tell whenever the next program is going to release, you can always check at this timer. Missions expire in 24 days and 21 hours. That is when the third inning program is going to drop. So always make sure to be on the look and be ready for that. Buy some stock and then sell them off once the new program does come out. Next, we are going to talk about investing in players. Personally, I have a whole series on my channel about the best players to invest in. You can find that on my channel. And I also do roster predictions. Of course, you guys know roster updates come out every other week, bi-weekly. The next one will actually be next week that it will drop. And the whole thing behind this is we are going to think of maybe Acuna, for example. Or actually, no, Acuna is kind of a bad example. Let's go to the A's. They have 2 guys who could potentially go diamond this year, Trinan and Chapman. You're going to want to invest, so basically put in buy orders and get a bunch of these, maybe buy 5, buy 10, however much you have stubs for, and then hopefully they go up because they're doing well in real life and their card rarity goes up. So maybe he goes up to a diamond and his price is going to go up as well, so you can cash out once he goes diamond or once he moves up in overall when you are happy with his price, and then sell those off and make a good amount of stubs. Like I said, roster updates always come out on Fridays every other week, and my roster predictions always come out on that Tuesday beforehand. So always make sure to be on the lookout for the channel on those Tuesdays to see my own roster predictions. Next up, and finally, resist the urge of packs. Trust me, this is tough. It is definitely tough. I have had multiple times where I'm like, okay, I have 140k stubs like right now. I mean, what's 50k gonna hurt? What's 30k gonna hurt? In reality, it could hurt you quite a bit because that is stubs you could be using to invest in other things, stubs you could be using to flip cards and to keep that constant flow going and to really increase your stubs. So I know pack odds are better this year. Maybe here and then you can splurge, but if you really want packs, there usually is a good amount of places you can get them. And if you want a place to get almost the same pack, standard pack right here, 1500 for an entry into Battle Royale, and you also have a chance of getting some good rewards. I would recommend you do that, but try to resist the urge of packs. I know it is tough. Every now and then you can buy a few, but I do not recommend to buy all that many. But that is going to do it for this video. Of course, 10 ways to make stubs in MLB The Show 19. I hope some of these, if you're novice, I hope these really did help you out a lot. And if you are experienced, I hope you still did find a couple of these tips that you found to be really helpful. Once again, if you guys have any more questions, comments, concerns, anything of that sort, let me know down below in the comment section. I'll gladly go ahead and continue the conversation over there. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like down below. Hope you guys have a great day. And there, guys, I'm so. Yay!